Welcome back, everyone. Getting 1 week closer to fantasy football beginning. We got Noah, Seth's about to join. Wanted to start, even though Seth's not here quite yet, because this week we're going to go through a mock draft together. We're all in different spots, so I'm going to share my screen. So we're all going to be drafting from 3 different positions. Noah's pick number 2. He's actually up right now, and he just took Dalvin. So Noah, the number 2 spot, is it really just Dalvin, or are there any thoughts of Kamara or what's going on there?
No, Kamara's not really an option for me there. I think the 1-2 is the easiest part of the draft. I think McCaffrey's the number 1 by far. Dalvin Cook's number 2 by far. I think at 3 on is where it starts to get interesting. Derrick Henry's probably the guaranteed 3 if I had to say anything, but after that, then it's up for grabs because this guy just took Nick Chubb at 4, which isn't terrible, but it's really at that point it's really what you think is going to be best for you or what you want to watch the most.
That's fair. I got the number 2 pick in one league right here. I have no idea. This will not happen on draft day. Alvin Kamara just dropped to 7. So that if that does happen, it's kind of like an auto take Kamara. But most mock drafts usually right there at 7. It's between Saquon, Zeke.
God, my thing is pain in the ass.
And welcome, Seth. So we're just telling them how we're all drafting from 3 different spots. Alvin Kamara just fell to me at 7.
That's what I was telling Noah earlier, how he was falling in all these leagues. And I was like, it makes me worried.
I think
you'll make your pick.
I think full PPR. Yeah, you're up next.
I know it's loading. So I might be mocked. Shit, I'm not going to make it by this, but hopefully I can get next picks.
Okay, so you're up right now. You're projected to auto draft Stephon Diggs and Jonathan Taylor.
That's not bad. I would probably go with
the next best.
If I was going to go 2 running backs, I'd probably go Najee and Eckler here. But, as I'm trying to load this, I apologize. But that's not a bad, 12, 13.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of spots because you just have to wait so long. So, if you don't go running back there, you must have someone in mind that you're going to take later, in the 3rd, 4th pick that you think is dropping in the draft or undervalued. So I'm up here in 2 picks. I somehow got Kamara with my pick, but for the most part, I'm probably going to take a running back at 7 this year. Usually, like I said, Zeke, Saquon are usually still available, one of the 2.
Oh, you got some options here.
I know.
I don't mean DeAndre right here either.
Yeah.
There's the wide receivers coming back are really good. I'm just gonna play it safe. Take Antonio Gibson.
Taking him over your breakout player of the year?
Huh?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
Oh, yeah. But when we talked on the podcast last week, I'm saying getting Clyde in the beginning of the 3rd is a steal, or even end of the 2nd. So middle 2nd, I don't know. Antonio Gibson is probably in a better spot fantasy-wise than Clyde. But so I got my 2 running backs out the way. I got Kamara and Antonio Gibson. So, I mean, I don't know how the fuck I got Kamara, but all right, Noah's up. He took Dalvin Cook in the 1st round.
Oh, he's got some options here.
I'll never touch Joe Mixon again, that's for sure.
Damn, even at the end of the 2nd round.
No.
He'll probably fall to his first.
I was gonna say, what if he's there on your third round pick?
I gotta go AJ Brown. No.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
That offensive line is too terrible.
It is really bad.
I'd say where I'd take him maybe end of the third round, beginning of the fourth round. Like if you have like a 9 through 12 pick in your third round pick, or all the way back in your 4. That's
if he falls to me right here, I might go running back.
Yeah, with the flex, that's not a terrible idea.
Over Dobbins or Montgomery, though. I mean, I would not.
Oh, if I'm at the second pick and I'm not letting Dobbins go past me here.
I'm saying I would take Mixon over J.K. Dobbins. Not in the second round. I'm saying I'm assuming neither of them are going to. Joe Mixon will probably be drafted in the second round, and mostly he's just people are like, he's due.
They can have him.
So Noah, you went. Who's your second round pick?
AJ Brown.
So you got Dalvin, AJ Brown, and J.K. Dobbins.
It's pretty nice trio right there. I think with 2 of the first 3 rounds, you got to go 2 running backs. So after the third round, running backs are very iffy.
So that's Noah's team right here so far. First 3 picks, fire. This is me.
Yeah. Those are 2 good running back duos right there. If you waited, this is definitely the draft where you probably early year where you don't want to take a quarterback or a tight end in the first 3 rounds unless it's Travis Kelce.
I mean, look at these wide receivers still available in the middle.
Exactly. So that's why you want to snag running backs early because, I got Cook and Dobbins, you got Gibson and Kamara, and then you could still get Keenan Allen, Allen Robinson, yeah. So
yeah, I mean those first 3 receivers on the board right there, I
almost have to take. I have to take Allen Robinson here.
Yeah, Allen Robinson in the third round with those running backs, that's about as good as you get. That's why I was saying this year, if anything, is when you don't want to take a quarterback early, even tight end. Travis Kelce's the only exception. Darren Waller, maybe the 4th round. Same with Kittle.
Right.
But Mahomes in the 4th round, maybe that's fine. Mahomes, Josh Allen. That's probably all I'd say.
Yeah, it's gonna piss me off.
Well, 2 of the first 3 rounds should be running backs.
I like Kyler Murray. Seth is just still not letting you get in.
Yeah, I gotta fix my my laptop because on the iPad it's just not. It's giving me the mobile version and it's not very friendly here. So I apologize on that, but I would tell you who I would pick. Although right now, I mean, if CD falls right here, I will gladly take him. I would have gladly taken him right here. So
right now you have because you got Stephon Diggs and Jonathan Taylor. So
which it kind of sucks because I would have gone running back if I wasn't on CPU. So, but I'll take CD Lamb, and I would probably, like I said, if I had it not Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp, I love right here. But Kittle, I know, as Noah was saying earlier, I'm okay with that. Kittle in the 4th round.
I'd say that's a pretty good spot.
Beginning of the 4th round, I mean, last year he was going turn of the 2nd to 3rd, sometimes even middle of the 2nd. So, I mean, I think beginning of the 4th round getting a top 2, arguably top 2, easily top 3 tight end in fantasy is fantastic.
Yeah. So, yeah, for what the CPU's drawn up for me, I don't hate it. It's actually some types of players that I would gladly draft.
I mean, only bad part is maybe having 1 running back.
Right. And like I said, that end of the turn in round 1, I would have probably gone with Eckler or Taylor or Najee over Diggs.
Very interesting spot. Still a shit ton of really good receivers with the spot. Almost too many options, But I'm going to go with Robert Woods. I think Matt Stafford is going to have an MVP-like season, to be honest.
I'm interested to see how far Miles Sanders fall. I am so low on that dude this year. I don't think I would take him. I don't think I'd take him at all, honestly.
Running back, wide receiver. I got Alvin Kamara, Antonio Gibson, Allen Robinson, Robert Woods. So I'm seeing very high floors and fairly high ceilings. Not like crazy high ceilings, but really high floors. Probably like those just aren't like elite names, maybe except for Kamara.
This is tough. I'd take DJ Moore here, but he is the same buy as AJ Brown, so I got to keep that in mind.
Right.
So I'm going to take Thielen. Amari Cooper, his injury is questionable, and
Julio. Oh, I guess I was going to say Julio, but you have AJ Brown.
Yeah, I'm not touching Julio regardless. That man's always hurt.
I know, but like if you give him the 5th round here, though, I mean, obviously that's if you didn't take AJ Brown earlier, but.
I kind of regret taking Adam Thielen already because now I got 2 Vikings, but anyone but Justin Jefferson should be points for me.
Well, the Vikings should have they finished 3rd in the NFC North, so their schedule shouldn't be like terribly hard. So, I mean, if the Vikings have a moderate or easy game, like you basically get you get every touchdown that's not scored through Justin Jefferson, essentially.
So, I just take DJ Moore at that point. DJ Moore, I think he's going to do really well this year with Darnold there and Curtis Samuel gone.
Yeah. So this is Noah's team so far.
I like this team a lot. I kind of don't like having 2 Vikings, but it happens.
Right.
The good thing about having 2 guys on the same team is like you're basically guaranteed points on every time they score.
All right. Wow.
You go tight end here.
Bro, Mark Andrews in the middle of the 5th round is fucking awesome. But I think realistically, if I went running back, I should just take the 3rd wide receiver right here, really build it up. I also wouldn't mind
Julio.
I really wouldn't mind Myles Gaskin.
Take someone.
I'm just gonna let the auto draft take it for me. Wait,
what? Yeah.
What the fuck? Julio was at the top. Why wouldn't it just auto? Why didn't it auto pick me Julio? That's why I didn't do anything.
Because it's a flex spot, so it's whatever.
Oh my god, Julio was at the top.
But still, I'm still surprised.
Why you pick your players?
Fuck.
Instead of babbling.
All right, that's a good fucking tip for anybody that's doing online drafts. Don't let the auto pick take your player, even if they're at the very fucking top of available 80.
You at least know you're not going to make your pick, then put a star next to him.
Yeah, I forgot you can put him in a queue. Fuck. So yeah, ETN. I'm not very high on that move in the 5th round. Honest mistake.
I mean, they gave me Gaskin, which
I do.
Right.
I mean, I do think ETN has insanely huge upside second half of the season, but
I mean, they're probably going to play him at receiver for a good amount too, so that's PPR points right there.
I'm just not taking him in the 5th round. If he falls to like the 7th, maybe. But my target in that 7th spot is to go running back most of the time anyways. So I shouldn't really need him.
Yeah.
No, Seth, what were you even watching? Did you see who?
Yeah, no, I was watching. They gave me Myles Gaskin and T. Higgins, which like I said, I don't hate. I mean, they were definitely options if I was actually drafting here.
Right.
I don't mind Robbie Anderson right here.
I'm taking Robbie Anderson. You mean like with your picks? Or?
Yeah, with my pick a couple picks ago. I don't mind. I mean, I know they're always hurt, but Kenny Galladay and Odell in the middle, late 6th. I mean, that's not bad.
Odell, I really do like Odell's value here.
Yeah.
I've considered it.
Definitely.
And I know me and Nagy talked about last episode with James Robinson, kind of in that mid 7th round value. I mean, I know he'll probably get usurped by ETN, but like as Matt mentioned, if he has a couple good weeks, maybe you can sell high. So it's a risky strategy, but it could pay off.
Yeah, because you're like we said, like you can draft him in like pretty much the 7th round, and then if he has like 2 or 3 really good weeks to start the season, you try to find someone that started 0-3 and just try to spike like their 2nd or 3rd round pick.
See, Odell being my 4th receiver, I'll take the risk on him because I don't have to worry. If he gets hurt, it's not terrible for me.
Right. So Noah's A.J. Brown, Thielen, DJ Moore, Odell Beckham, I mean, pretty good ceiling throughout all those players. Pretty good floor. So that's kind of what you want to think too. Like if you're like really in between 2 guys on draft day, like just like the first thing, like instinctively, like you just compare the 2 players at question, just compare what you think their ceilings and their floors are going to be like if you think they're going to both be sitting around like a 23, 24 fantasy point ceiling. So maybe someone like, I don't know, like Kenny Galladay this year or
Odell Beckham.
Yeah. Then you got to compare like the floor with the other 2 people.
Well, and then going off that, in my strategy, I mean, it's probably not a very, far out there, but if you're drafting in the like 6th to 10th round, you got to go for upside. I mean, playing it safe with like
that's not how you win fantasy.
Playing safe with like Jarvis Landry in like this 7th to 8th round every year. Yeah, he's gonna get you like 8 to 9 points a game, but he's not gonna break out anytime soon.
So Noah just sneakily, not even saying anything, took Justin Herbert.
I don't want to interrupt.
The 7th round pick. Love Justin Herbert. Broke the record for rookie touchdowns. Pretty impressive stuff. I really want to go running back here just because I took ETN, not on purpose. I think I'm going to go with Mostert. I know there's like, no, I'd rather go with Ronald Jones. Yeah.
Ooh, I'd go with Mostert.
I'm kind of scared of Trey Sermon a little bit. They've kind of already established in Tampa Bay, like what that system is going to look like. Fournette's just like purely 3rd down, but Ronald Jones like consistently gets 18 to 23 touches. So I like that in the 7th round on literally one of the best teams in football. So maybe not like the craziest like breakout potential, but he's going to be very high side consistent. Back to Seth. I didn't even see who they gave you on that last pick. They gave you Jalen Hurts and the Rams defense. So definitely don't want to be drafting defenses in the 8th round.
No, yeah.
Seth, just in case anybody missed it, like Seth doesn't have access. Like his name is in here, but he can't connect. So it's just like auto drafting for him. So
and then Jalen Hurts, I don't think he's gonna make a lot of rookie type mistakes this year, and they might not win a lot of games, but I do think his upside is pretty decent due to his ability to run the ball and get yards that way and points that way. So I mean, I don't hate that pick there, but yeah, definitely no defense in really the top 10 rounds.
You get some good value, Aaron Rodgers here.
I'm thinking about. I'm seeing
Stafford. I mean,
there's still some good quarterbacks down there, but Aaron Rodgers, yeah. Revenge tour, Aaron Rodgers. Sad. Me and Noah are both Bears fans, so we're kind of worried that Aaron Rodgers could just be even better. And he's literally coming off MVP season. So, but he's really fucking good. I don't really get. I know he can't run it all, but make sure before draft day you double check like what your league's scoring system. Don't just assume it's going to be standard scoring. Sometimes commissioners change up some of the stats and just forget to tell people or whatever. Don't just assume it, because quarterbacks who get more aren't charged as much passing yards per point. That could be really important. So, no, what are you thinking here? You got what do you even need? Do you still need a tight end? Yeah, you still need a tight end.
These two Broncos receivers being out here are very surprising too. Like Cortland Sutton was like one of the top receivers before he got hurt.
Yeah, he was like third round pick, second to like third round pick.
I think Drew Lock likes him more, but Judy's definitely got the potential to be putting up those numbers because Cortland Sutton was a beast before he got hurt.
And that kind of goes with like my upside. I think both of them have huge upside, especially 8th, 9th round. Mm-hmm. If you get them, like that's crazy. Great upside with a pretty decent floor, honestly, as well.
And a good defense. It's nice when your team has like a pretty decent defense and like your offense can just have the ball and give your guy like even more opportunities to score.
This pick here is kind of where I start looking for handcuffs if I don't really need something. So like with Dobbins, I'm going to take Gus Edwards.
That's probably really important just because of the shared roles there.
Yeah, because they already share a decent amount. So if Dobbins gets hurt, then it's going to be all Gus Edwards.
Yeah, and then
the tight ends out here right now are not exciting. So
right,
I'm good on that.
Well, my pick's about to come up. I still don't have a tight end, and Logan Thomas is looking really tasty as a 9th round pickup for my team. I already got a backup receiver and running back.
Keep in mind that you would have 2 guys from Washington, though.
I would have 2 guys from Washington. You're right.
Is your boy?
I definitely don't want 2 guys on Washington. I don't see that offense producing quite enough.
No.
To want to take.
Who's some of the other tight ends out there?
Well, Mike Gesicki looks to be available on my next pick, so I'm gonna wait for him.
I don't know. What if I think my auto pick might snap?
I'm gonna take Jared Judy. That's
okay.
I love.
You were high. Yeah, you were high on him in the.
He was like my number 2 for my breakout list. So I don't know why I thought about that for so long. I think I was getting held up on the tight end question mark in my head.
I think with Trevor Lawrence playing, I think DJ Chark around here is also really good value.
Yeah,
he does get kind of injured a decent amount, but who else they got? Marvin Jones. That's it.
Yeah, but if DJ Chark can put up
Chenault, I think he's going to be pretty good down at 106.
DJ Chark puts up 2019 or even close to like his 2020 numbers, and you're getting him in the 9th.
If he's healthy, that's a steal. I mean, I don't see why
his production makes him like a late, like when he was a star, his production is like late 3rd, mid 4th.
Says he had minor
production.
Minor surgery on a minor break in his hand. So I mean, that kind of gives like Chenault here. Like that's pretty good. If DJ Chark misses, I mean that gives the value right to him.
That dude is gonna be a fucking star if DJ's out plenty of games.
God,
Marvin Jones wouldn't even be terrible value there either.
This is what not to do, people, is draft a kicker. So I guess this is a good lesson.
Oh my God!
Make sure your connection.
Who's that? Tyler Bass.
Good. Make sure you can get on because you don't want to be drafting a kicker.
Yeah.
Let alone Tyler Bass in the 10th round.
Seth, your team is pretty doggy poo poo stinky. Actually, it's not like terrible, but I mean, it's definitely
not terrible. It's definitely not what I would have proceeded.
Right. You're better than the auto picking. Let's just do like. Do you guys want to do the whole thing or just come on?
I think that's good.
All right, do my next 2 picks
let's do 2 more picks each.
Might be able to get Logan Thomas here too.
Oh, someone take Gesicki?
No, he's out there too. But
Zicky's still there.
yeah.
I'll probably take Gazicki. The goo.
I'd consider taking Irv Smith with my pick, but I ain't having three Vikings on my team.
All right, Mike Gazicki in the 10th round is I feel like that's not going to happen because I mean everyone has that problem in fantasy football drafts. Like once obviously like Darren Waller, Kittle, and Kelsey are going to go in like the first 3 rounds. But then once you get to like the 5th or 6th round and like 2 people and like 4 picks take a tight end and then everyone starts taking a tight end.
Yep.
Once that happens,
that's how it goes with defense and kickers too when it gets there.
Once that happens, if that like trend starts going and like 3 or 4 of like the same position go like quarterback, tight end, that's when you get to get a good value snag on a receiver or running back. Because once it's already started, you might as well wait. So, I mean, 10th round, Mike Gazicki, like.
So I didn't really get to talk about, since I was on last week's episode, I didn't really get to talk about my breakouts. This guy here, I think, is going to be a beast this year because with Michael Thomas being injured, who the hell is Jameis going to throw to other than Kamara? So Adam Troutman is like the only tight end there right now because Jared Cook's on the Chargers now. And Michael Thomas is probably going to miss half the year, so I think he'll get a lot of red zone targets.
Might even get traded too.
Yeah. Then they'll have 0.
I know Will Fuller's suspended for a couple games, but if you can give him an 11th round, I think that's also a pretty decent value.
And Brandon Cooks just went too, so like I also like I would probably draft Brandon Cooks before I took Will Fuller.
Yeah.
I think we're in the handcuff territory. I see Madison down there. I see Naheem, although he's more of he'll be valuable either way.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's not really dependent on Naheem because even if Taylor gets hurt, I think Marlon Mack will be the starter and Naheem will still have the same role kind of. Pollard is over there.
My running back situation kind of sucks on my bench, but my receiver situation is very good.
Here goes Chanel. I think that's really good value for Chanel. Middle 11th right there.
This next pick is going to be very easy.
Well, you need a quarterback? Have you taken a quarterback?
Handcuff mode.
No, I took Aaron Rodgers. I really should take Tony Pollard.
No, you shouldn't.
I really want Devonta Smith though. Fucking 11.
Always get your Camaro handcuffed too, Tavius Murray.
Oh, fuck. But anyway, I was trying to take Tony Pollard. But with Devonta Smith there, if you have a running back, like if you're first or second round running back, usually you like don't have a history of getting injured. Like Zeke the past 2 years has definitely had a little problems with the injuries. So that's the only reason I would take Tony Pollard there. But if historically your running backs that you got in the first couple rounds are healthy, I usually don't think about handcuffing quite this early.
You can never have too much depth, though.
But if I had healthy running backs, I probably would have gone, Devonta Smith. I mean, who the fuck is Jalen going to throw to besides him and Dallas Goedert? I mean,
Ray Gore.
He is so bad. It's crazy how bad. I think it's so funny that the Eagles missed out on Justin Jefferson by one fucking pick.
And that they could have. Well, couldn't they drafted? They should have drafted Fields this year. I know they have Hurts, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. But I feel like the Eagles kind of screwed up a lot of things.
I forgot we were gonna stop after that round, so
that's fine.
That's gonna be that. Fuck, I gotta figure out how to.
Give me Joe Burrow. There we go.
Oh, there we go. So I don't know. I'm gonna actually, yeah. So I mean, you can do 1,000 mocks, and you're never gonna have one that's really actually like how any of your drafts really go. They're super important though, if you want to have a solid understanding of different directions you can take in the draft at least. So like how many mocks would you guys say you do like in a normal year leading up to your drafts?
This year I haven't done as many, but well, I know when we were in high school and we had like the same classes. We tried doing every like class, but so that was we probably did like 100 or so. I would say if you do at least 20 to 25, I know that seems like a pretty big number, but you
That's
don't, a
like
lot of times
once
you're
a
not sticking
day.
to the whole thing because you kind of want to get different positions in the draft or,
It
you know.
depends how bad you want to win. Like you want to learn stuff, do more mocks. Like it doesn't seem like it'll help you, but it helps you learn, who goes where. Even if there are idiots in there that'll just take like a trash pick in the first round, but like it gives you a better understanding of kind of as you go on. Like the first couple mocks will help you learn more about the first couple rounds, and then as you go, you'll be like, okay, I kind of know what I'm going to do in the first couple rounds. So let's see how the middle rounds shake out more based off these last few ones I've done. It's probably going to be more consistent than you think. Usually the idiots will show themselves in the first or couple rounds and then be done. But like the more
well, and then the other thing too, usually they're playing for money. So when you're doing mocks, so you can have some idiots that just take whoever because it's no risk. But most people play for something, and that's gonna encourage people to work their hardest and do their research to make sure they're getting the right picks.
Yeah, I agree. If you're not doing mocks, you can almost guarantee at least half the people in your leagues are doing fucking mocks. So you have no one else to blame but yourself if you don't mock drafts. That's just the truth. Not being
I just don't see the fun doing fantasy if you're just gonna just wing it.
right. If you're gonna wait,
I'm in this because I enjoy like doing the research and watching the games and watching the players. Like if you're gonna just join a league and just draft and then auto update your lineup once a week, like why are you in it? It's just donating money.
Yeah. Especially we'll get into this more like once the season starts, but like waiver wire, like it's almost the same exact basis. Like if you're not even going to look at the waiver wire before like the deadline hits each week, like you don't even like really care if you win the league or not, which
right.
I obviously if you clicked on this link or on our YouTube, like obviously you care enough about your fantasy football teams to listen to three bozos talk about it, or we're not bozos, but we're nerds.
Gurus.
Yeah, that's a little
I don't know. I mean, Noah's probably, he's probably up there in the top, what percentile of fantasy players? I would say top like 20 percentile.
My Yahoo little sports medal finally hit gold after last season. Like, holy shit, it only took me fucking 10 years.
Please.
But whatever. Okay, so Noah wasn't here last week. Next week is we actually have the fantasy the Victory Lap fantasy football draft this week on Wednesday, the 18th. So I have to work till midnight. But Seth and Noah are going to be on a Zoom call or FaceTime, and I'm going to be a part of it for the first hour. I'm just going to take my dinner break and call and link up with the boys. So we got the 7th pick. So we'll review that team in 2 weeks or next week. Yeah, for next week's episode, we'll kind of run through it, talk about like difficult spots in the draft. Talk about like we'll go through all the other teams too, because the guys in the 2 leagues probably want to I think it'd be fun to like rate everyone's team or something, or make like preseason like projections.
Power rankings.
Yeah. So Noah wasn't here last week. Real quick, he said we would have had some arguments / heated debates over Seth and I's list versus his list. So I think
I don't want to say heated.
you could say like you can go through your top 5 wide receivers, but I'd imagine they're going to be pretty similar to what Seth and I had.
Yeah.
Give us your breakouts or bust. I think that's gonna be more.
Yeah. So
more useful to the audience.
Okay, so someone commented on the TikTok that you guys, or the clip that we posted about, I think was it Corey Davis?
Yeah.
That was definitely, I do remember, like that was one guy I was going to talk about. So that you guys nailed that there. But I commented on it, like Josh Jacobs is the first person that comes to my mind. I will never touch in fantasy football. Him, and I talked about it in the mock draft we did, Joe Mixon. Those two guys I will never touch ever again because they've never helped me one bit. They're always hurt. Even when they're healthy, their O-lines are terrible. So those are the two guys that come to mind immediately. When it comes to receivers, I also mentioned during the mock draft, Julio, never again. I mean, he might be in a little better situation now, but the injury stuff I don't want to ever deal with. And then I don't remember who my other receiver I had that I was going to talk about was. Tyler Lockett. Any Seahawks receiver in general, I'm not a huge fan of because
that's Nagy's.
They spread the ball out too much. Like Metcalf's got the highest potential. He'll have big touchdowns. He'll score most of the touchdowns. Tyler Lockett, not a fan of. Never have been.
I just think it's crazy that DK is going like the end of the second round, and
I think that's way too high too.
And Tyler Lockett's going in like the middle of the 5th or like beginning of the 5th round.
I think DK would have a good like ADP of like late 3rd round. I don't think his value is good enough to be number 1 in fantasy.
I would take him in the middle of the 3rd round.
He's a good number 2 receiver. I don't think
it's tough because he's gonna have weeks where he's gonna single-handedly win it, but then there's gonna be weeks where he's not gonna show up. He's gonna catch 2
that's not a guy. That's not a guy I want being my number 1 receiver.
Yeah,
like anyone on the Seahawks, like Tyler Lockett, maybe a flex, maybe.
Yeah, because guys in that same ADP as DK are guys like Justin Jefferson. I'd rather have Justin Jefferson. Also,
AJ Brown.
Would you take Keenan Allen over him?
Yeah. So Keenan Allen,
Allen Robinson,
PPR.
Calvin Ridley, Terry McLaurin. I like Terry McLaurin a lot this year. That's one of the guys I was going to talk about, like as a breakout. I think with Fitzpatrick throwing to him, I think he's going to do a lot better if he stays healthy, of course. But yeah, Terry McLaurin, and then who was it? Chase Claypool. I really like him this year. Like I always have something with second-year receivers. There's a lot of good second-year receivers, like CeeDee Lamb, you guys talked about last week. Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, he was on my list.
Yeah, T. Higgins even, but like Chase Claypool specifically, I think is going to have a monster year. I don't know how Big Ben's going to do, but I just think that's kind of the guy you want to lean on when on that offense. Like I like Juju, but he doesn't seem to get open that much. Well, I think Claypool is the guy you want to throw to on that offense.
As I was talking about last episode, I think Juju is on my hate list because if you look at the Steelers receivers, Deontay's going to catch – he drops a shit ton of balls, but he catches so many. So PPR-wise, Claypool, he's going the latest, honestly, in a lot of them. And I think he's the most talented.
That's definitely your best value.
He's the most talented, like, actual playmaker, in my opinion, out of those 3. And you, like you said, the best value. So I agree with that take there.
I don't kind of another guy where his ADP feels a little off. Like Terry McLaurin should probably be going like right in the like beginning side, middle of the 3rd round.
I think that's pretty accurate.
Kind of like right after that group we were just talking about. So maybe he goes like right before DK and like our rankings, our ADP. Or either way. I mean, both of them are kind of stars. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
My top 5 receivers. I'd probably go 5. See, I don't have Calvin Ridley in my top 5. That was my boo me all you want, bro. I like Justin Jefferson at 5 this year.
I do think if you have like the 3rd overall pick, maybe like 4th overall pick.
You don't have Dalvin, take Justin Jefferson, bro.
Right. Yeah. If Justin Jefferson falls to you, I mean,
then
that's stellar.
DeAndre Hopkins. Then I got Tyreek Hill at 3. And then Diggs 2, Devontae at 1. I think him and Rodgers are just on major revenge tour. I think Devontae's the top receiver this year. He gets so many targets, it's insane.
Okay.
So, that's my top 5. It's not terribly different, but I definitely heard the Calvin rhythm. Like I don't really know if it's that high, but I believe the hype.
I like those. All right. All right. We'll end it here. We'll talk about our team next week. Draft is Wednesday. Check out our Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, red button below. Thanks again for listening. We're excited for the season to get going, and we'll catch you guys next week. Peace.